This company is really at the center of the big developments happening in AI going forward as AI goes away from the cloud and towards devices. Welcome to the Drill Down Earnings, where we take a quick look at the latest earnings from Qualcomm. This is the business story behind one stock on the move, that stock being Qualcomm. I'm Futurum Group's Chief Market Strategist, Cory Johnson. Well, Qualcomm earnings, very important right now because this company is really at the center of the big developments happening in AI going forward as AI goes away from the cloud and towards devices. So when Qualcomm reports their Q1 2024 earnings, look, they were pretty strong across the board, but we're looking to see what it means for the future. Wall Street analysts love to say beat or miss, and this certainly was a beat. All that means that the analysts were wrong. But we want to dig into the business here, not just the miss or the beat. And here's what the business, the actual numbers from Qualcomm. Sales up 5% year over year to a record $9.9 billion. Earnings before taxes up 13% to $3.6 billion. Earnings per share, if you care about that, up 16% to $2.75. But let's take a deeper look into the business beyond the headline numbers. First of all, the all-important outlook for this company, because we really want to see where things are going in the chip business right now. For the March quarter, the one we're in right now, Qualcomm says revenues are going to hit a range of $9.3 billion, at least in the midpoint of their range. And the QCT semiconductor business would be $7.9 billion. So on top of the good results that we also saw from the results of the quarter we're just coming out of, and now the quarter that we're in, look pretty strong. Futurum's Daniel Newman, our CEO, actually talked to Qualcomm's CEO Cristiano Amon, and perhaps the most interesting thing, at least to me, was a real confident pronouncement that AI is coming from the cloud to Qualcomm devices, and particularly in Samsung phones. So let's look at the stock chart really quick and look what happened after the announcement. So after the earnings announcement, the stock went way up. They kind of sold off as the conference call went on. There wasn't any particularly bad news in the conference call. The sell-off wasn't, from a point differential, a big deal. But when you look back over the last year, the stock hasn't really done a lot. In the last 12 months, the stock's up 12.8%, called 13%. But it has rallied a lot. It sold off a little bit during the middle of the year last year. So in the last quarter, the stock's up 38% as all semiconductor stocks have really rallied. And Qualcomm's business is just doing really well. Now, during the conference call, there was a big announcement, not a surprise, but a formal announcement that Qualcomm will remain partnered with Samsung in the mobile phone business. They're going to continue to provide chips for them. And I think the formal announcement of this was kind of a big deal to really say, hey, we're here and we're here to stay. But they didn't say how long in the prepared remarks. So when we got to the Q&A, Qualcomm Cristiano Amon asked about the duration of the deal.
The agreement that we announced at this earnings call, it is a multi-year agreement. We're not disclosing the duration, but there's several years into that agreement. And I think your observation is correct. I think that starts at 2024. I think you should look at the launch of Galaxy S24 as a good proxy on how you should think about the agreement between us and Samsung. But most important is the thing that you outline. Our roadmap's getting stronger over time, especially with our custom CPU coming to mobile, and we're aiming to have the leadership position in the mobile performance on CPU. And our NPU continue to expand as I mentioned before, we're just at the beginning of the Gen AI transition. I think in summary, we're very pleased with our relationship with Samsung, and it's a very long-term relationship with this customer.
So it sounds like Samsung will not only be a giant customer of Qualcomm, they're going to remain a giant customer of Qualcomm and be a proving ground for what's possible with mobile AI. All right, so what does this all mean? What's the big drill down earnings takeaway? And what's one number you want to remember that's going to mean a whole lot? We'll have all that right after this.
The Drill Down is brought to you by the Futurum Group, where analysts, researchers, advisors, content creators, and marketing experts help business leaders anticipate and understand shifts in their industries and build strategies to leverage disruptive innovation. With deep analysis, Futurum Group's extensive industry experience delivers reliable research and data, thought leadership, and actionable advice to help you with your strategy and go-to-market efforts. Futurum Group.
Okay, here's the quick drill down earnings takeaway for the just reported quarter from Qualcomm. Qualcomm results in the final quarter of the last year were good, a record even. Sales up 5% year over year, $9.9 billion. Earnings before taxes up 13% to $3.6 billion. And a big focus in the conference call on AI phones from Samsung. That will be the driver next year and beyond. And I promise, the drill down earnings bite one number that tells us a whole lot, 25. Qualcomm has been working with Samsung for 25 years, since all the way back in 1999. Apparently, it's going to go on for a long time to come. All right, thanks for listening to Drill Down Earnings. I'm Cory Johnson. Follow our quick earnings takes on Qualcomm or TikTok at Drill Down Pod. Yeah, I did say TikTok. And keep following our more robust earnings report on YouTube, or follow me at Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, at Cory TV. So follow, like, subscribe, and comment. We want to hear from you. The Drill Down Earnings part of the 6-5 Media Group.